Hi! Magandang araw. Magandang hapon sa ating lahat po. Kumusta kayo po? Ito po si Nico Fabian. Once again, nandito naman sa programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Welcome na welcome lahat mga Filipinos dito sa Malaysia. Particularly dito po sa Sabah and very specific dito sa Kota Kinabalu as well as ang mga overseas Filipino workers sa iba-ibang parte ng mundo. Welcome na welcome kayo po dito sa programa natin Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. And of course, let us not forget ang mga kababayan, kapatid at kaibigan natin dyan po sa Pilipinas po, sa bayan natin. Sa Pilipinas. Kumusta kayo? And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening kung nasan man kayo. And kung sa malayo pa yan po, we used to say it, or this is the way how we say it, salamat pagi, salamat patang, and salamat malam. Alright? So mga kapatid, kaibigan at kababayan natin dyan po sa Pilipinas, medyo relax kayo ngayon. I know, because don't play, because today is a public holiday dyan po sa Pilipinas, di ba? So make full use of your holiday today, rest day tayo ngayon po, and of course, wala kayong problema dahil public holiday, declared by the government, and may sahod pa rin kayo, may sahod pa rin kayo. And today, sa mga kinsenas, or sa mga those are receiving the salary every weekend, Friday po, today is salary day. Ingat-ingat lang tayo po sa pera dahil alam na natin po na mahal mga bilihan dyan po sa Pilipinas, and be prudent in spending. Be prudent in spending po. Alright, bakit I'm saying holiday ngayon sa Pilipinas? Okay, for those who still yet to know, today is holiday sa Pilipinas dahil ang Pilipinas is, sabihin natin, celebrating ba yun? Ang 43rd death anniversary of former Senator Benigno Ninoy Aquino. Today is the day wherein he was killed dyan po sa Manila International Airport. Noon yun po ang pangalan, Manila International Airport. August 21, 1983. He was shot. He was shot po. And dahil dyan po, ang resulta po, may changes sa Pilipinas. So, today, I'll be touching a little bit on the legacy, history ba yun, of the late and former Senator of the Philippines, si Senator Benigno Ninoy Aquino. Benigno Aquino po. Dahil dyan po, nagputok dyan po ang sabihin natin, People's Power, EDSA People's Power 1986. 1986 yan nangyari, di ba? And I'll just give you a little bit background, para just to remind us kung sino talaga si Ninoy. Popularly known as Ninoy. Si Ninoy Aquino. Si Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr. Is a former opposition leader or senator dyan po sa Pilipinas during the administration, the long-term administration of the late former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. Okay? So si Ninoy was born on November 27, 1932, and he died on August 21, 1983 at the age of 50. At the age of 50 po. He was President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Sr.'s furious political rival. A senator, a journalist by profession, and a freedom advocate. Yun po. Yun talaga is known for that thing po. He is a great critic of Marcos Sr., and kagaya sa amin po, he's also a journalist and a freedom advocate. After martial law in 1972, he was imprisoned for nearly 8 years. sentenced to death then allowed to go to US for heart surgery in 1980. But it took him, I think, 2-3 years pa din po, no? Sa kulungan, bago nag-decide si former President Marcos Sr. to allow him to leave the country and go for medical or surgery procedures sa United States of America. And who facilitated the trip of Ninoy para sa US po is no other than the former First Lady Imelda Marcos po. She was the one who went to the prison, detention center dyan po sa Pilipinas po. And during the time, si Ninoy was really depressed na talaga siya po. And he's sick. No? He's sick. But during the first and second visit yata yon of Imelda Marcos, no? Si Imelda Marcos was saying, carrying the message of her husband, si Marcos Sr., na the government of Marcos is more than willing to bring in ang chosen na doctor of Ninoy Aquino, Ninoy Aquino from United States or elsewhere po, but the surgery should be done sa Pilipinas. But si Ninoy, he did not agree with the condition, and he said he is willing to die in the Philippines, considering his situation, health situation po, rather than sabi niya, you give me a doctor of your choice, and there is no guarantee whether I will survive or not, because he's already known as the public enemy of Marcos Sr. He returned home. He returned home po. After the surgery, he was exiled in United States of America. He returned home despite death threats. On August 21, 1983, stepping off a China Airlines Flight 811 at Manila International Airport, he was shot point blank in the back of the head while escorted by soldiers. Sa tarmac yan po, when he was going down from the plane, and he was shot sa likod ng ulo niya po. A man named Rolando Galman was killed instantly at the scene and blame him as the assassin. But investigations later proved it was a military conspiracy. His murder sparked mass protests, led directly to the 1986 EDSA People Power Revolution. The fall of Marcos and his wife, Corazon Aquino, became president. The fall of Marcos and the wife of Ninoy became the president. And the airport is now named Ninoy Aquino International Airport or NAIA. Mayroon siyang isang anak, the only son po, the only son who also became the president. Remember, this Aquino po, this Aquino, during his time with Marcos Sr., si Marcos Sr. was or feared that ang opponent niya in the next election po would be si Ninoy, to be the next president. But because of that idea that he doesn't want that Ninoy to be the president, he prolonged his term. Si Marcos prolonged his term, changed the constitution, the age qualification to be a president, and that is the reason why hindi naka-presidente nag-participate sa presidential election si Ninoy Aquino po, Ninoy Aquino. And then he got a son who also became a president. Remember the Aquino, hindi nagiging, si Ninoy was not able to become the president of the Philippines, but the wife, because of the people's power, the wife, Corazon Aquino, became the president in 1986. And after her death, dumating din itong panahon ang anak ni Ninoy, si Noynoy Aquino, Benigno Noynoy Aquino, and during that time he was a senator and he won in the election. Noynoy was born in February 1960, died in June 24, 2021 at the age of 61. Only son of Ninoy and Corazon Aquino, served as the 15th president of the Philippines from 2010 to 2016. And he suffered, before he died, he suffered a long diabetic sickness, had hypertension problems, pneumonia, 2019, and kidney problems, preparing for a kidney transplant, undergoing dialysis, and other sabihin natin and other sabihin natin cure procedures. Noynoy po ang anak ni Ninoy, found unconscious at his Quezon City home, pronounced dead at 6:30 a.m. and June 24, 2021 at the Capital Medical Center. Official cause, renal disease, kidney failure secondary to diabetes. Laid to rest beside his parents at the Manila Memorial Park. So yun po ang Ninoy and Noynoy Aquino po. Yun ang background ni Ninoy Aquino. And today, we are celebrating, kaya nga po, holiday ngayon sa Pilipinas because we are remembering the death anniversary of Ninoy Aquino. 43rd death anniversary of Ninoy Aquino. Ninoy Aquino. So that is the reason why tayo ngayon po, holiday tayo. So if you look at it, the situation po during that time and you compare ang situation ngayon sa anak ni former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. and now the incumbent President of the Philippines, si President Bongbong Marcos Jr. po, if you look at the situation, parang some people are saying na si Ninoy is like the Dutertes, and of course, ang Marcoses, yun po, may awa yun sila po, long-standing family feud yun sila po, And ano ang dahilan? Because of the threat or fear that the Dutertes or the Aquinos, during the time of Senior Marcos, that he will become the president. And ngayon po, there is rumors, talk, speculations, that the reason why they are really, some people or the government is putting down si former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte and saka ang anak niya si Sara Duterte po because of the fear of holding that presidential position po in the near future, particularly sa 2028. So yun po ang what is happening po when we talk some comparison po. And of course, during the time of the Senior Marcos, ang problema natin dyan po is parehas din po, corruption. Corruption, abuse of power, and control siya po sa mga tao niya sa gobyerno. And some people, again, these are all speculations also po, chismis, depende na sa inyo whether you make the final assessment, your own opinion po, your own comments po. What is happening na po, parang parehas din po, control ang Junior Marcos ngayon po sa mga top government officials dyan po sa Pilipinas, problema ng korupsyon. Corruption problem po, especially ito naman po ang flood control projects. Ngayon, mayroon na naman tayo po yun prior to the flood control project scandal, yun po ang 2025 national budget. No? Because of the hanky-panky, dyan po sa 2025 national budget, lumabas itong flood control scandal. No? And ngayon po, since this is already a budget season sa Pilipinas po, mayroon po na lumabas na ang NEP, National Expenditure of the President, na he's asking for 77.2 trillion pesos po for the budget for 2027. Mayroon mga budget watchdog and other lawmakers are saying na they already saw some red flags po, ang mga question marks dyan po sa NEP or sa proposed national budget for 2027. 2027. So that is exactly what is happening, no? Sa Pilipinas. And kayo na bahala, no? Kayo na bahala. But anyway, let us not forget, whether we like it or not, a lot of Filipinos, people's power po, because of the death of Ninoy Aquino, no? Nakaroon ng change of administration, na we managed to end ang dictatorship of Marcos Sr. po. And we have a new president, and that was the late or former and late President Corazon Aquino. And ang purpose natin was changes, but unfortunately po, hindi nabuo ang changes po. Hanggang ngayon, may problema pa rin tayo, and we are still shouting for changes po, no? Ang changes po, real changes po, no? Kasi during that time, ang sistema na noon pa, change of faces lang po sa politika natin, but the real change po, we didn't manage to achieve it. No? That's how I also look at the situation po, no? I don't know with you whether you agree with me or not. But anyway, whether we like it or not, is worthwhile. Sabi pa nga ni the late Ninoy Aquino, is worth Filipinos worth dying for the country. Diba? Ano yun, diba? Something like that. So, totoo yun po, no? And ngayon, we are saying that Filipinos, we deserve better. We deserve better. Okay? So, yun ang situation. But anyway, talking about the celebration today, and I will read you a news article, lumabas na pa sa mga newspapers dyan po sa Pilipinas, regarding ang, sabihin natin, ang celebration, the celebration of the 43rd death anniversary of Ninoy, the late former Senator Benigno Ninoy Aquino. Nandito po. Let's watch and allow me to read this news article po. Hold on, Okay. Allow me to read this article. Importante din yan po how Philippines is celebrating itong occasion ngayon dyan po sa Pilipinas. According to the Philstar newspaper po, Philstar ito po, sa online nila, mayroon tayo dito ang balita na heading is Marcos points to disinfo, distrust as threats to democracy in Ninoy Aquino Day message. Nandito po, let me read you this story or news article. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., son of the late dictator, whose martial law government jailed Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr. for nearly 8 years, named disinformation and distrust as some of the threats to Philippine democracy today. In a message marking the 43rd anniversary of Aquino's assassination, the memory of Ninoy Aquino reminds us of the courage of Filipinos to stand by their conviction. The statement released by the Presidential Communication office read. The challenges facing our democracy may have changed over time, but our shared responsibility to reinforce it remains. Disinformation, diversion, distrust, and civic indifference underscore the importance of active engagement in our nation's affairs. Ninoy's legacy encourages us to meet these challenges with vigilance and faith in Filipino people as we work together to deliver meaningful progress for all, it added. Marcos said the holiday today should prompt Filipinos to draw from the past, the resolve needed to safeguard freedom, strengthen our institution, and deepen national unity. Excuse me po. He committed his administration to protecting Philippines' sovereignty, upholding the rule of law, and ensuring that liberty is matched by real opportunities for every Filipino. The President said freedom comes with a duty to respect the dignity and right of others, and close by calling for a solemn and purposeful remembrance. The message did not mention the circumstances of Aquino's death. Aquino, a former senator and the most prominent critic of the late President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Sr., was shot dead on the tarmac of the then Manila International Airport on August 21, 1983, minutes after returning from 3 years of self-exile in United States. O dyan po sa Amerika. So yun po ang mensahe ni incumbent Philippine President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. po. Marcos Jr. So, sana lang po, lahat yun sinabi niya po sa statement, no? Medyo duda tayo po, no? Mga disinformation, mga fake news po. Saan ba ito galing? Mga fake news, mga disinformation, no? Sana lang po, really, no? What si Ninoy did for the country po, no? It will now help open the eyes sa mga politicians who are not doing hanky-panky. And as a result of their greediness, no? Many of us Filipinos, particularly mga ordinaryong Filipino po, we are suffering now because of them. Because of them. But anyway, huwag natin kalimutan po. No? Now, we saw kung sino talaga itong mga politicians whom we put them there to represent us sa gobyerno po. And na lumabas na ang kulay nila. In fact, noon pa yung lumabas po, but nabudol tayo. No? Nabudol tayo. So, come 2028, no? Let us mark them now. Come 2028, please do not put them back there sa position. Ang dami pa mga Filipinos who genuinely wants to serve our country. Serve sa atin po. They are also qualified. Young and qualified. No? Bakit tayo? Why should we go again, repeat and repeat po, ang mga traditional politicians natin po, matagal na sa pwesto. No? We will put them again sa pwesto. Dahil sa pera. Siguro. No? Because whether we like it or not, mayroon talaga vote buying during election. But this time around, sa 2028, please, no? I think it's about time now. No? Sana lang po, it will realize. Sana lang po, come 2028, kung sakali mayroon election. In fact, schedule yun po, no? Schedule yun 2028, May 2028, presidential or general election. Under the Constitution kasi 6 years lang yan po. Not unless the present administration or the present government will change ang constitution, then we will not see an election come 2028. In fact, mayroon na yun mga haka-haka, mga balita-balita po na may mga tao dyan po sa gobyerno is now looking or preparing or whatever, no, to make sure that kung sakali, no, based on the election surveys, no, whether we like it or not, based on the election survey, ngayon po, ang leading candidate to be the next president po is no other than ang Vice President Inday Sara Duterte. Ang mga iba po, medyo malabo talaga, no? And sino-sino yan? Kagaya nila former Vice President Leni Robredo, no? Compare ang result ng survey po, malayo sila kay Inday Sara Duterte. Senator Raffy Tulfo, who also said is not interested, no? At saka mayroon pa yung mga iba-iba. So far, whether we like it or not po, kung bukas ang eleksyon sa Pilipinas, I can guarantee you po, no? I can guarantee you that Inday Sara Duterte will come victorious. But, tagal pa, sa 2028 pa, no? Sa 2028 pa, nakita natin po itong mga impeachment trial of Inday Sara Duterte. We heard criticism, both negative and positive po. Some are saying the impeachment trial of Inday Sara Duterte is politically motivated, has something to do with the 2028 election to tarnish her name, no? And the mga Dutertes. While others are saying, on the contrary, while others are saying, kailangan yun impeachment trial ni Inday Sara Duterte because we believe that may kasalanan siya. No? May kasalanan siya. Misuse of confidential funds, yon grave threat, yon bribery, and yon ill-gotten wealth. Apat yun ang impeachment article of Inday Sara Duterte sa impeachment trial, no? Which is ongoing. So, mixed reaction. Even some people are even saying as early as now po, narinig na natin po, some people are saying na lutong-luto na ito impeachment trial, 100%, at the end of the trial, si Inday Sara Duterte will be convicted. Dahil ito ang plano ng gobyerno. Ito ang plano. I'm not saying this is exactly what is happening now. Haka-haka ito po. Haka-haka mga allegations coming from different sectors sa Pilipinas po, no? Sa luto na daw yun po, drama na lang itong lahat mga impeachment proceedings ni Inday Sara Duterte. While others are saying, sigurado, Inday Sara will be acquitted because of the threshold. The Constitution says 24 senators and the two-third vote required is 16. So if we are talking about 16 votes to convict Inday Sara Duterte, it will be very difficult for the those who are supporting ang impeachment Sara Duterte po, itong mga senador judges, it's very difficult for them to get the 16 votes. To get the 16 unless something will happen. And may din mga haka-haka ngayon of which ang presiding officer ng impeachment court, si Senator Judge Chis Escudero, denied that there's no such truth or basis. Yun mga rumors being spread now na siya daw mismo, si Chis Escudero mismo is trying to convince mga minority senators to convict Inday Sara Duterte. Sino-sino yung mga minority senators po, who's trying to, si Chis Escudero daw po is trying to convince them to vote for the conviction of Inday Sara Duterte. Kagaya nila dalawang Villar, no? Kagaya yon sila Bongo, no? Si Padilla, I don't think si Padilla will like the idea po, no? Even Marcoleta already po mentioned. So these are all haka-haka narinig natin po, and this is not true. si Chis Escudero mismo po, he denied outrightly itong mga rumors. So, ganito. That's the latest mayroon tayo sa programa natin, Nick Talk, the Real Talk with Nico. And of course, on a Friday, no? On a Friday po, again, I would like to wish everybody po, no? Make full use of our non-working holiday ngayon po dyan sa Pilipinas. And let us not forget what the late former Senator Benigno Aquino did for our country po. Did for our country. No matter what color you belong to, political color you belong to po, everybody knows po that Ninoy Aquino sacrificed his life for the country, for all of us. Diba? What we are enjoying now, what is happening sa atin ngayon po, whether we like it or not po, it is all part of the sacrifice made by Ninoy Aquino po when he was still alive. May his soul rest in peace. May the soul of former president din po, ang asawa niya po si Corazon Aquino po, as well as ang anak nila si Noynoy Aquino, rest in peace. So with this, si Nico Fabian once again would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Salamat. Don't play. Bye. See you tomorrow.